As Barbara from UN says it, your application is your passport to a career with the United Nations. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make your application right when applying for a job in the UN. We will look at how do you do the application, how do you complete the application, how do you write the motivation statement, which is a key thing when it comes to applying for jobs in the UN, and then I'll give you some quick tips which will just make it so easy for you to do the application and be picked when you're applying for this UN job. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I want to mention is that all UN Secretariat jobs are advertised on their career portal, which is careers.un.org. However, I also want to mention that we have other agencies for the UN like UNDP, UNICEF, WHO, where they have their own career portal. But in this specific video, I'm talking about the jobs that have been advertised on the UN Secretariat portal. Once you have identified a job that you want to apply, you will need to submit your application through their online recruitment system known as Inspira. The Inspira application is an extended online resume specifically used by the United Nations, where you articulate your education, competency, achievements, and professional experience. Here, you can be able to fill in your information or fill in your profile, and then you use this profile to do your applications. You can always change this application whenever you are applying for a specific job. And once you have submitted that application, you cannot change the application, but you can change your profile when you are doing another application. And that leads us to the next step, which you need to have a very clear understanding of the job that you're applying for. You need to go through the job description, understand what they are looking for, and ask yourself, do you really fit in this criteria, and what is your value add? Completing the job requirement section is a mandatory step in your application process. It is your opportunity to highlight your specific experiences, skills, knowledge, and practitioner credentials in relation to the job you are applying for in order to convince the hiring manager that you are a qualified candidate. Thereafter, you will be required to prepare a motivation statement. The motivation statement allows you up to 2,000 characters, including spacing, to tell your story and give information that cannot be found anywhere else in your application. You may wish to use the motivation statement to explain why you are applying for this job in this location at this moment, how this position aligns to your overall career goals, including a career or location change, how elements of your personal character or experience will support your success in this role, and or how your competencies, values, and behaviors align with the mandate of the UN and the mandate of the particular UN office you are applying for. Now, to my quick tips on how you do the application. Tip number 1, be concise. Make your words count. Your use of language is extremely important. You need to project yourself efficiently. Address the job's need with clear, written, powerful phrases. Provide small, digestible pieces of information. Use action verbs. Avoid passive sentence construction, and also avoid cliches. Tip number 2, make the most out of your experience. We need to know what you have accomplished to have an idea of what you can do for us. Don't be vague, especially in your achievement section. Focus on what you have accomplished and achieved, as opposed to what you do on a daily basis. Be honest, there is a difference between making the most of your experience and exaggerating or falsifying it. And tip number 3, target. Be specific. If you are going after more than one job opening, customize your application accordingly. The system allows you to update it so you can tailor your application for a specific position. The same applies to your answers to the job requirement questions, as well as your motivation statement. Customize them for each application. Customizing your application is the easiest way for you to demonstrate that you have clearly read and understood the job opening. Also, take a look at this video on the 7th step of UN job application process.